30K, JJ Mikowski. Take it away.
Hey, Christian, thank you so much. Good morning, Herbalife. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Man, thank God it's Monday. I'm so excited to be with you guys. My name's Jay Mikowski. Been with Herbalife now for 8 years. And I'm going to, this is one of my favorite conversations, being with the TAB team or, the Get, the Mill, the Prez, maybe even some chairmans, hopefully some founder circles. What an epic group that we get to be a part of and that we get to be around. And it's my favorite group to be with and to talk to. And so I'm really grateful, you guys, to have this conversation with you guys. Not, I guess, selfishly in a way, every time that we get to have these opportunities, right? Jim Rohn talks about it, the power in communication, the power of the opportunity to communicate and to grow inside of your conversation, inside of your communication. Every single time that we get that opportunity, we get to continue to grow inside of that. We get to get better. And, Jim Rohn talks about sometimes when you're sharing, he says teaching, I just think of it as sharing. When you're sharing, you identify things inside of yourself. And sometimes, some of the conversation that we give to each other, sometimes that's the conversation we actually get to hear. That's the conversation that maybe is relevant for us. So thank you guys for joining me in this opportunity together. And I'm going to speak to you guys like I would speak to a younger version of myself as maybe a newer TAB team or even a newer Prez team. And also going to speak to you guys like I would maybe even speak to my own organization, if that's okay with you guys. So if that's okay with you guys, can I get a hands up, a virtual thumbs up, something? Okay, perfect. I'm with you guys. Thank you. Again, what a blessing it is to be here today, Monday morning, the opportunity of a new week and the opportunity of finishing out another month and going after goals, crushing goals, having it give us the opportunity to become more, to give more, to do more, to have more, all of the different things. So what a blessing that is. And, I'm going to encourage you guys as we have this conversation over the next few minutes to listen like a TAB team member. And what I mean by that is that you're not just listening for yourself to maybe, get the information for yourself, but you're listening to challenge yourself. Where am I at inside of this conversation? Am I operating like this? Where don't I operate like this? Where could I maybe operate a little bit stronger inside of this? And then also to think about who are the people in your life, who are the leaders in your life that do operate like this, that you admire, that maybe you identify as being attractive to you inside of the type of leader or person that you want to be. And that's some of this conversation today, you guys, is it's not just going to be a leadership conversation. It's also going to be a business conversation. And it's not just going to be a business conversation. It's going to be a life conversation. So when we think like and listen like a TAB team, that's what I mean, is it's for you. And it's also for the listening of people who have inspired you so that you can embody those things inside of who you are. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So the other beautiful thing, you guys, about this level, right? The TAB team level, Get, Mill, Prez, Chairman's, all the different levels, is that we get to continue going for new levels. So, when you're at the STS, there's the VIP and there's the Prez team tables and the chairmans and the founders. And then when you get to LDW, right, it's kind of the same thing, but you get to qualify for LDW, right? It's basic. But then you go to Extravaganza and there's the Prez team lunches and there's the 30K treatment and there's the Chairman's Club treatment. Part of it is understanding. And if you don't know, seeking, right? Like the good book says, seek and you shall find. Seek that information of why go for Future Prez Team Retreat? Why go for Millionaire Team? Why go for the President's Team? Why go for 30K? Why go for Chairman's Club? So there's levels. And that's the beautiful thing about this business is that, it's not really a business where it necessarily rewards settling. And what I would share with you guys from my experience is that what you choose to and how you choose to operate in your life will match your business. So if you settle with where you're at mentally, spiritually, and physically, your business will probably settle as well. Unless, right, this is tab team conversation, unless you were to sponsor somebody who isn't going to settle and you're growing your pin, but you're not growing your spirit. You're not growing your mind. You're not growing who you are as a person. That is foolery. That's when you can fool yourself because you're like, I'm growing, but you're not actually growing. Your team might be growing or someone in your organization might be growing, but you are limiting and you are robbing yourself of the joy of personal progress. You're robbing yourself of the joy of overcoming challenges, of not being the same person you were in 2019, not being the same person you were at the beginning of 2020, not being the same person you were when you signed up in Herbalife. That, you guys, I'm not going to send the checks back and I'm not going to send the Mark Hughes bonus back. But that, in my opinion, is one of the greatest wealths, one of the greatest rewards of this business is who you do become, that progress. And any of you guys who are doing it, and most of you are, and any of you guys that have gone on that journey, you know that, right? I don't need to tell you that, you know that, but that's part of it. So I'm going to take you guys through a few points that, again, I relate to and that I think have supported me in my personal growth and the people that I've studied. So the first point is attitude. If you give me the same person, two people, and they have the same traits, okay, let's say they can retail the same, they can recruit the same, they can build an organization the same, they can do some of the things the same exact way, but the difference is attitude. Give me the person with the positive attitude. Give me the person with the no problem attitude. Give me the person with the teamwork attitude. Give me the person with the selfless and service attitude. And that person, no matter the season of Herbalife, that person gives themselves the opportunity to continue to build a successful business. So the first one is attitude. And sometimes we just get to check in. What's my attitude right now? You know, if I'm growing a lot, am I conscious and aware that maybe not everybody is growing at the same rate as me? And I can support them in recognizing, hey, what am I doing that maybe they're not doing, that if they did this, they could possibly have the same growth I'm having? What's my attitude when everything doesn't seem to be growing? Am I blaming my upline? Am I blaming my downline? Am I blaming my sideline? Am I blaming Herbalife? Am I blaming the marketplace? Am I blaming the world? Am I blaming, whoever I'm blaming? Or am I having a positive mental attitude about it? I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. The second point, in my opinion, to be a strong leader, to be a leader who can lead with other leaders and lead other leaders and not feel small when other leaders arise in their organization, but feel even bigger because there's other leaders with them, is being an authentic leader. Being an authentic leader. What I've learned, you guys, is that people know your strengths and people know your opportunities for growth. You're not going to fool anybody. And when you try to act like somebody you're not, when you try to act like something you're not, then it doesn't resonate with people. But when you're like, hey, I feel this way too. Sometimes I have this type of a day too. Sometimes I question myself too. Sometimes this too. You're authentic so people can see themselves inside of you and they can see, hey, this person is just 8 years ahead in their personal development journey than me. This person just 8 years ahead in their Herbalife journey than me. This person's just been doing the work a little bit longer than me, but I can see myself in them. That's why we share the stories, right? That's why we share our stories at the HOMs, inside of all the things that we share our stories, because we're allowing for people to identify themselves in who we are and part of our journey with where they're at in their journey. So where can we be more authentic inside of who we are, inside of how we show up, inside of the leader that we are, right? If you guys try and post things on social media like other people that you see in Herbalife, but that's not who you are, it's not going to connect. But when you share your truth, when you share your heart, when you share what your truth is. Goosebumps just talking about it, because that's how you connect with people. That's how you move people from where they are to being inspired themselves to do something different. Being an authentic leader, being authentic in general, right? Not just a leader, but being an authentic person inside of our journey. My third point is inspiration. Allow yourself to get inspired. Allow yourself to be inspired. Whatever that inspiration is for you. For me, I love when we have recognition inside of Herbalife, because it's allowing for me to be inspired. I love when I hear the stories, because it allows for me to be inspired. I believe it's Founder Circle member Alan Lorenz, who, I don't know if it was Mark Hughes or somebody, I just remember from an honors, would ask him, Alan, how do you stay so excited about the business? How do you stay so excited about this opportunity? The new stories. He's allowing himself to be rejuvenated every single day, week, month, year by the stories. So allow yourself to be inspired, whatever that is for you. I allow myself to be inspired by different people in the fitness industry that I admire. I allow myself to be inspired by different people in our business that I admire. I allow myself to be inspired by the new people that come into our business and their stories. I allow myself to be inspired by the people that, like Trey and Mamie, right? 70K, 7 Diamond Chairman's Club. I allow myself to be inspired by that journey of where they were and 15K and then 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K, 70K. Because see, you guys, if you don't allow yourself to be inspired, if you stay like this in the upset, in the jealousy, in the comparison, and you're not like, wow, that's amazing. How can I do that within who I am and within my marketplace and within what connects with me? When you do that, when you allow, it's like your hands are open, your heart's open, your soul is open for the process and for the journey. But when you're closed off, literally like this, and you might not look like this, but your attitude, but your way of listening, your way of being is like this, well, no wonder you're not getting any new first lines, or no wonder why you're not having new royalty growth, or no wonder why you're not, getting new customers. And I hope you guys receive that in an empowering way. Right? It's not, and look, guys, I've been there where I'm just upset about my business. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I'm upset with myself. And what we get to do there is, like Jim Rohn says, right? Discipline your disappointments. It's sort of like you get to think of yourself not as the new freshman on the football team, or not as the new person in class, or not as the backup dancer, but you get to think of yourself as the lead singer, as the captain of the team, as the one who's everybody is looking to see, how am I supposed to show up right now? Oh, we missed the cut. How am I supposed to show up right now? Oh, 2020 is happening, and Corona's happening, and the vacation and honors, and I don't get to walk for Prez team, or I don't get to walk for Get team, or how am I supposed to respond right now? People are looking at you to see, how am I supposed to operate? And if they're not looking at you, then there's your opportunity. Your opportunity is to become the type of leader that people look at in times of crisis, in times of challenges, in times of opportunity, of how are they showing up right now? Guys, if those of you guys that were in the business in 2016, 2017, 2018, the Prez team were meeting up, and we were having conversations, and we all looked to each other, and we all looked to the chairmans and the founders, and we all looked to corporate. And that was why we were the way we were. And that was why we were calm. And that was why we got stronger, because we looked to them in those times. So allow yourself to be inspired by the stories. Allow yourself to have a new energy about yourself. Inspiration. Number 4 is application. Apply, right? What have you applied coming off of Extravaganza weekend? Or what have you put into motion coming off Extravaganza weekend? It's great to be inspired, right? It's great to hear the stories. It's great to have a great attitude, but then action. Positive attitude, positive action. Positive attitude Strong action consistently, day after day after day after day after day. Application. Guys, it's very challenging. I think we've all noticed, it's very challenging to coach somebody who doesn't get off the bench, right? It's very challenging to coach somebody who doesn't get off the bench. Go make a play. Go make a bad pass. Go make a basket. Go miss a layup. I don't care, but go do something so then I can coach something so that next time you go in the game, you're better than you were before. And guess what, guys? Some people take it on like this, and some people take the time that it takes them, and it's all beautiful. And I'm going to talk about that in a second, but it's all beautiful because it's individualized for that person. And that leads me to point number 4, which is coaching. Coaching. Both coaching people who you see need coaching. And all coaching, you guys, is sometimes people get so like why are you being destructive? Why? And Trey said it on the platinum call last week. I believe it was Trey. He said, don't take constructive criticism from somebody who's never constructed anything. I love that. And in this business, when we are giving coaching, we've built something, so we're coaching other people on how to build something the same way, but whatever based off of that is that they want. We're giving somebody that feedback. So it's important that we remain coaching. Guys, if you want to build a business and if you want to build an organization, please do your team the service of being somebody who actively is coaching them. And that doesn't mean you need to have one-on-one mentoring calls every single day, for the rest of your life. That just might mean that, you pop in Telegram. We have 2X in Telegram if you didn't know, so you can be efficient and effective with it. But you pop in Telegram, you give some feedback. Hey, so-and-so, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've been doing for the team this week. Yada, yada, yada. I just want to know, I noticed something. Would you mind if I gave you some feedback? And then they say, yes, of course, I would love it. But guys, part of that coaching, the example that I like to use is like, I was watching The Last Dance a couple months ago, and I'm thinking to myself, coaches don't wait in the middle of the game to say, hey, can I give you some coaching? And although I love it, right? I love it, but I'm an athlete. So for my coaches, I'm like, hey, just coach me. I don't need you to sugarcoat it. I don't need you to message me and make sure I'm open to coaching. I want you to coach me. I was talking to Brad Harris yesterday, 20K 3 diamond, Brad Harris. I hope I'm getting all these titles right. You guys are changing pins like crazy, so I do my best to respect the people and the pins. But and I said, any advice for tomorrow? And he sent me this link of Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning says in this link, he says, I think he's a 3-time or 2-time Super Bowl champ, and he was MVP. He said, I need coaching all of the time. Like, if you aren't coaching me, I'm upset because you're not doing your job. And guys, part of our job is to identify, right? Because we do have people that come in this business and leadership conversation, right? Some people come in this business because they want to be a part of the community and they want to make some extra money. Great. We need more people then. We need more new people, first line, that want to go get Milprez, if that's the type of business we want to build, so that we can come together and have this relationship where we're constantly coaching them, right? I'm always looking for people. I'm looking for people first line. I'm looking for people second line. I'm looking for people third line, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. Who wants to be coached? Who's showing up? Who's so hungry that it's like, coach me, coach me, coach me, coach me, coach me. Give me feedback. Give me feedback. Guys, some athletes, right? Some people, they don't just want coaching in practice. They go pay a coach to coach them outside of practice. That's how much they want coaching. So as a tab team, as a press team, are we the type of person that only wants coaching at the STSs, LDWs, extravaganzas, if we're even open to coaching there? Or are we also the type of person that says they reach up line or they reach sideline or they reach wherever they reach and they say, hey, here are my goals. Can you give me 15 minutes? And watch this. What can I do for you in return? So this leads me to, what do you do to give back? What do you do to give back to Herbalife? What do you do to give back to your organization? What do you do to give back to your region? Give back. So it's not just take, but it's like, where can I give? 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 Right. And as a leader, we get to know the balance of that, because we can't just give to the point where now we're empty. Now we're not growing a business. Now we're not adding new people. Right. So it's a fine line. And inside of coaching, guys, I want to encourage you guys to recognize your teammates, recognize your sidelines, recognize your uplines. Look, sometimes our uplines are always serving and giving and serving and giving, and sometimes it's like the uplines are sending you flowers and sending you recognition and sending you a bottle of champagne. What if you recognize them? What if you gave back to them? What if you sent them a thank you? What if you sent them a gift for their next level? What if you surprised them with a surprise party for their marketing plan level? What if you gave back to your upline the way that they've given to you, even half of it sometimes, right? But when we think about the team, again, I was watching The Last Dance and Michael Jordan said it. He said it. He said, I'm nothing without Scottie Pippen. Guys, I'm nothing without the organization. I'm nothing without my uplines, and not nothing, but I mean in the business, right? Of course, we're whole, we're complete, we're enough. But in the idea of what we're building in this business, it's like, I'm nothing without these people. Who are those people for you? And do you recognize those people? And you don't got to text them every day, but I have thanked God every day for Mark Hughes, Jim Rohn, the chairmen, the founders, the people who have sowed into my life, the speakers. And it's not even always speakers at my event. It's an event that maybe our organization was at an event, right? In Michigan or in Arizona or wherever they may have been. Like, guys, that's such an important thing for you to remember. You make an impact bigger than you'll ever know. And you inspire people sometimes more than they will ever tell you. And you guys know those people, right? They're watching your Instagram stories. They're reading your posts, but they're not liking it. You inspire them too. You inspire more people than you know. Just because they don't like it, just because they don't comment on it, it doesn't mean you don't inspire them. It doesn't mean that you don't make a difference in their life. Okay, next point is awareness. Have awareness of what your gifts are. Have awareness of the people around you, what they're great at, and maybe where they can be improving. Have awareness of what the community needs around you. Have awareness of, what is it that you desire? How do you want to build your Herbalife business? What type of business do you want to build? What is this next level going to take of you inside of your business? I want to ask you guys, what type of TAB team member are you? Are you a giver or are you a taker? Are you a giver or are you a taker? And I don't just mean taker inside of like, sometimes we got to take the notes. I mean, like, literally, are you just taking, and you're growing up the marketing plan, but you just take, or do you give back? I sent a message to my team chat yesterday. I said, hey guys, listen, in the Active World and TAB, I said, you guys don't know how much of an influence you have to our sidelines and to the rest of the organization. I want to challenge you guys to give more. I want to challenge you guys to pour into the team more. I want to challenge you guys to give more to the organization, right? So are you a giver? Are you a taker? And, something else, you guys, inside of this awareness, inside of coaching, something that I like to look through as a lens for myself is, when a challenge comes up or something comes up in the organization or something comes up in our community, what a time to share this right now, right? With what's going on in our world. Here's the framework I look through. Because like this person says this and it's like, how do I respond? How do I respond? How do I respond? How do I respond? Take a deep breath. Try to get into my heart. And I ask myself, what would love do now? Not what would my dad do now necessarily, although I love him. Not what would my mentors do now. Not, what would, although these things help me too, people that I look up to. Hey, what would so-and-so say? What would Mark Hughes do now? But I ask myself, what would love do now? And that just gets me in a place of operating inside of what love, the strongest, the most profound energy in our world, would actually do. Okay, I have a couple more points. Next one is, are you somebody who adds or subtracts? Are you an addition or a subtraction, right? You guys know the people. I just got back from a birthday trip. And so none of my friends are these people, but you know, these people, you know, like you get in the Airbnb together and, you know, we've got the people doing the grocery shopping and the cooking and the cleaning and the music, and we got a DJ and we got a driver. Are you bringing anything to the table? Are you adding value? Are you adding? You guys know the people where it's like, I look at people like the extravaganza and I'm like, we got so many strong people in this company. Thank you. That person adds to this company. That person adds to this organization. That person adds to this nutrition club. That person adds to this challenge, right? Are you an adder or a subtractor? And guys, that doesn't always mean you're going to be the speaker. It doesn't always mean that you're going to be at the front with the microphone. Sometimes that means like you greet, you're the best greeter, you're the best person at registration, you're better than anybody else. That is where you make this difference in this conversation. We all have those areas. And that's where it's like grow where you're planted. Make the impact where you're planted. You have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Are you growth focused? Where it's like, I'm going to grow, I'm going to do whatever we got to do right now to grow, or am I fixed exactly where I'm at? So I just want to leave you guys with this perspective. And this is a perspective that supported me. I wish we could be on longer, but we don't have enough time. All right, we'll save it for another time. But this perspective is, you know, having a positive perspective that whatever happens in your business, whatever happens in your life, whatever happens in your journey, it's there to serve you. It's there to serve what you're here for. And it's a journey and it's a process and it's something that's happening that's unique to you and nobody else. Your gifts, your fears, your desires, your purpose, everything inside of what's going to happen for you in your Herbalife business is to serve you, what you're here for, the difference you're here to make, the story you're here to tell, and the people you're here to support. Nobody can have your story. We can have stories similar, right? We can have people who we look to as, oh, I recognize myself in them. I recognize myself in them. But your journey, how fast you go to get team, mill team, pres team, Ks, diamonds, it's unique to everybody. You know, what if Jason Amber were like, well, 7 years at World Team, I'm just going to stay here. They understood, they had perspective. I'm here and I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to learn and I'm going to grow. And this is my journey. We all have that inside of us. So we get to check in with ourselves and say, where is that for me? And enjoy the process, you guys. Enjoy the process. And I want to leave you guys with this. Are you the person today? Are you the person today? I know you have the pin, or you're on your way to the pin, or you're in cuts of the pin, right? But are you the person today? Because like I said, the thing about our business is sometimes, right? Sometimes we're winning now because of what we did 5 years ago. But who are you today? And if you're stronger today than you were 5 years ago, get ready. Get ready, because guess what? More blessings are coming. If you sow, if you do the work, if you tell the story, if you become the leader, if you sow, you shall reap. And you will reap a whirlwind. But it doesn't say when. It says in due season, right? Like Jim Rohn says, in due season. I don't know what season. 2020, 2025, 2030. I don't know. What I do know is that if you stay and if you become the person and you hang around the right people and you keep growing your mindset, you keep working on your spirituality, and you keep doing the work, it can happen for you. Guys, have a powerful end of month. Do the work. Do all you can. And guys, next Monday, beginning of August, we're going to have a powerful speaker, 140K. He'll be brand new Chairman's Club. He's in his last cut of 5 diamonds. 140K, Alan Rodriguez. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Let's crush end of month.